Hey everybody, something new for my channel, alright? I'm going to be broadcasting from Chicago. This is the very furthest part of Chicago on the north side. So far I'm going to show you exactly where I'm at. I'm on Howard, which is the borderline between Evanston to the left, and this is the beginning of Chicago going this way. This is east, north, south. It was actually more ice down there, but like 3 years ago, for 2 days it was very nice, and a lot of the ice melted, but as you can see, it's still still there. And yes, it's absolutely freezing cold. Today is February 20th, 2025, 12:50 a.m. Central Time. And look at those two ducks out there. I can't zoom in. My screen is already frozen. Is that cold? Oh my God. And I am bundled up, trust me. Let's see. I don't have on boots, but I should. But there's no snow. The boots hurt my hallux vugs on both of my feet. Those are like, never mind, that's another story. Anyhow, show, shall we? So this is like roughly 7,500 north. And this is probably like 200 east. So we actually haven't began going west yet. But up ahead, you can see that green light. That is Sheridan. This is East Lake Street. You can see it says Howard right there. East Lake. You can see it on the side of the sign over there. Well, who cares, right? You see I'm at the lakefront, so you know there's no other streets beyond Sheridan and Howard other than East Lake Street. So yeah, actually this is 1335, which is not really real. That's 1335 east. It should be. Why? Because I used to live at 1629 west, and that is very far from here. But that's another story also. I hope my camera can deal with this below zero temperature. Can I see? I can't see right now how cold it is. Nevertheless, the wind shear factor has it down to like 35 degrees, even though the temperature is like 18 degrees, I think, from when I last checked. But yeah, as you can see, that's Sheridan. I'm approaching Sheridan and Howard. They call this the North Pole, the North Pole. Okay, some people will say Uptown is the North Pole. Yeah, Uptown is the North Pole also, but the North Pole refers to the north side of Chicago. Like there's the west side, south side, and on certain parts of the south side they would say the east side, right? But this is the north side, and in fact the North Pole, the furthest of the pole. Because again, crossing the street over there, right when I cross the street, that's Evanston. Even though this is still Chicago, but this is really the borderline right here. So let's go. And the reason why I'm going this way is to show you, let's see who's out hanging out in the neighborhood. On Howard Street, you'll find a lot of immigrants and homeless people. Once you get up to the train station, which is from about a few blocks, 3-4 blocks west from where I'm at right now, this is a heavy immigrated community. You have a lot of Jamaicans, Haitians, Belizean, East, South Asian. Yeah, you got some Europeans also. Heavy white American, black American in this area. So it's very diverse. It's like a melting pot. Pretty much similar to Uptown, where that was like one of the original main areas back in like the 70s and the 80s that was heavily immigrated, where immigrants would come and set up, move in over in that community. Uptown is roughly 4,800 north. Right now we're 7,500 north original. So go figure. But yeah, I don't expect anybody to be out. This is the coldest it's been this year, and it's very, very dangerously cold, to be honest. I have, you saw what I have on, and I have many, many layers on. I'm freezing, okay? I'm freezing. But let's see, I'm trying to see if we could catch some raids going on, because there's a lot of migrant stores around here also. Migrants or refugees, actually, they would say. Agencies around here. And normally, oh wow, nobody's out. Nobody's out. Wow, look. As far as I can see west, no one. Wow, okay. What's that? Okay. Let's see if, I wonder if someone's gonna catch an attitude for me recording. Oh, by the way, once I get to the train station, right before I approach the train station, this is a terrible company, terrible. They're buying up the whole community. I mean, it's ridiculous how many properties this Bikovic is buying up. But yeah, this building right here houses a lot of everything, you could say. Right here. As you see, it says Caribbean American Bakery. Nobody in there, not even open. I'm not gonna make it obvious, all right? What that is, such boys and girls. Yeah, I went home and got my passport just to be on the safe side. Yeah, it's really me. You want to see how I look? Hopefully too much information wasn't revealed right there. But yeah, I don't want to get mistaken, because up underneath all this clothing I have on, I could definitely be mistaken for someone not from here. Whereas here, sweet home, Chicago. Oh, we got, what are these called? I forget what they're called. Anyhow, yeah, it's still dead. It's dead as in nobody's outside. But it's freezing outside, so that's more than likely one of the main reasons why. Also. But I'm surprised to see this guy right here. Scrap metal person, because those are normally the majority of the time, people who are undocumented who do that type of work. But yeah, I don't want them folks mistaking me for somebody who's not supposed to be here, or undocumented, or any of that nonsense. I'm a veteran, born and raised in Chicago. I'm biracial. Actually, I'm triracial. But I'm not going to mention, I'm black and Irish, and I'm not going to mention the third one anymore. I'm Cuban, all right? Black, Irish, and Cuban. Just messing around. I'm not worried about nothing, to be honest, but then again, I really am, because that Cuban part could get me in some trouble, Nevertheless, the Cuban side is from my father's side. But yeah, I'm walking down the street, seeing if, this store right here is heavily, this liquor store just passing to my left. Normally employs questionable people. As you can see right here, you got the Little Harbor Academy a program by the Chicago Refugee Coalition. They actually were in here on Friday. Today's Monday. They had the gate open. I saw some people in here setting up some stuff, but as you can see, nobody's in there. It's not even open. We got some stragglers out here. That's Willoughby Park. Normally, I wouldn't have been recording as I walked down the street right here, because the real folks, and I'm not talking about them folks, for those who know what I'm talking about when I say them folks, the real folks, which are, it's a gang, right? The folks in Chicago, when you say folks, that's like people who ride under the six-point star, basically. And people would ride underneath the 5-point star or 5-point crown. For example, Latin Kings are right underneath the 5-point star, but really they ride underneath the 5-point crown. Same shit though. Vice lords would be under the 5-point star. Gay lords underneath, I believe, both 5-point star and 6-point star. That depends which ones you run into, because that's more of a cultural thing than an actual gang thing, as far as affiliation folks or people. That's how Chicago's ran, as far as through the gangs. But right here, this is heavily folks' neighborhood right here, and they're normally out here. But if I had to walk through them, I wouldn't have be recording, because they don't play that, They don't want no problems, regardless of the fact. But yeah, so I guess like Bloods would be, in New York, Bloods or Cali, they would be considered underneath the 5-point star, and Crips would be under the 6-point star, just to make it clear. And normally, right? Okay, as you can see, the police are out there. The police are there because why? This area right here on both sides of this corner is heavily occupied by folks throughout the day and evening, night, believe it or not. But I was wondering if they were going to be out here today, because now we got a new sheriff in town again, and I expected them to be removing people from being out here. Back in the day, they would call it mob action, but it's not just mob action. But that would be the reason for stopping you, searching you, or making you leave the area. They would consider mob action more than 2 people, more than 3 people congregating in one area, as they would say. But yeah, I'm walking the strip to see who's out, because again, this is a very, very heavily diverse community, heavily immigrated. That's more of the majority. Caribbean and South Asian more than European or any other diverse background. But yeah, see, Milwaukee Jules a little bit. Jules has a lot of employees. Jules is a Chicago area grocery store. I don't know what they would call it somewhere else, but yeah, there Jules employs maybe like 8 out of 10 people that actually work in there. They're foreigners, all nationalities and ethnicities. So, and let's just say half of them don't speak English, believe it or not. And that's everybody, whether they're from Africa, North, Middle, West, East, or even South Africa, or from the Caribbean or South America. They literally don't speak English. And I'm not trying to make fun of anybody, but that's exactly who's working in there, which is mind-blowing. Wow, Bank of America. No, this is Chase. Nobody's inside the Chase at all. I bank with Bank of America. I used to bank with Chase, but I would go in Chase, but no need to. I would go in Bank of America, but no need to. Just looking at Chase empty lobby room lets me know it's not worth going in. Oh my God, it's freezing. Freezing. It's beyond freezing. This is really Chicago weather. We got lucky, but it's here. We got lucky with some nice weather, but yeah, the brutal weather is here. Now, as I walk north, this is Clark Street. Okay. I just walked up Howard to Clark. Now I'm going north Clark. And as I continue down North Clark Street, this is more Latino and Latina in this direction. It's still mixed, you know, but it's more Latin in this direction. So, and I think they turned that into a shelter right there, that building, because there was a protest back in the summer, this past summer, to not turn that building into a shelter. They used to, right here in the summertime, you used to see a lot of people from wherever, I have no idea, but let's just say South America, right? They would just congregate right here during the daytime, because there was a shelter. When I started this video, I was on Sheridan. It was Motel 8 was a shelter for the immigrants, the undocumented immigrants that were on this side of town. But they closed that down like in September, this past September. But yeah, they would come in the daytime throughout the day and afternoon because they weren't allowed to stay in the shelter during the daytime. So they had to go somewhere. So they would just hang out in front of Jews, you know. It was real, man, you know, seeing women and children with their babies, you know, babies and kids. And, you know, of course the men went out there too. And they would be trying to ask for assistance, you know, whether it be food or money, but nobody's out there. This past weekend, yeah, I saw a few people out there of, you know, you can assume who, they weren't homeless Americans, but whatever you want to call them, undocumented immigrants. But not today. And yes, I'm trying to be as incognito as possible because I don't want no problems, like I said, right? Because I'm not with it. I got no problem with the smoke, but I don't want no smoke. Believe it or not, I used to... Never mind. Yeah, so we're approaching Clark and Rogers. So yeah, I really don't know what I'm going to come across today, but we'll see. This is Super Judge, MOTU Super Judge. Shout out to my twin brother, MOTU Black Adam. Those are our YouTube pages. We're going to be reporting from Ground Zero, Chicago, about what's going on. Let's see if we can catch some raids in action. Inside this grocery store, this fruit market. Oh yeah, nothing but foreigners that work in there, whether they're, what is it, North African or South American. You maybe have a Middle Africa worker or two in there, but no Black Americans, no white Americans that work in there. I'm not complaining, you know, but yeah, that's the local fruit market. Let's see. One person in the laundromat. Freezing! Like, please subscribe. Is that 56? I knew it was 56, right? All right, check it out. The ambulance and the fire department, they're just running up the bill, all right? We're gonna see how many often, I got many videos where the fire department or the ambulance, emergency response people, they're just riding around in circles, blaring their horns for nothing. It's unbelievable. I don't know what that's all about. Like, do they get some type of extra money, or this is how they justify their budget for personnel being on call by how many times the alarms go off? That's what I'm assuming, but I don't know. But literally, they just got their alarms on for nothing. There's never really anything going on, and I have videos to prove it. All right. I'm going to start loading those videos up too, not just gaming videos anymore. But I've been recording for those type of incidents with the emergency response people for like 5 years. Yeah, you'll see. I already have those videos. I just always was concerned about posting them. But whatever, I'm gonna start posting them now. But yeah, and this park normally is this is Tui Park. And the South American and East Asia and South Asia people are normally, and let's say European people actually congregate in this park, along with just traditional white and black Americans. But this is definitely a park where minorities from from all over. You have to excuse. 2:15 p.m. Central Time. This is about 7200 North, about 1600 West Chicago. I'm gonna head back down Clark Street. This is my second phone. My first phone, the battery just went out. It's so cold, it just killed it. Now I'm on my iPhone, and I didn't want to get on my iPhone because it's been reported that we shouldn't be out here with our electronics because of the wind shear factor is like negative 35, and it definitely feels like it. I want you all who's watching this video, as I report from Ground Zero, do me a favor, subscribe to my channel, help me get to 1,000. This is MOTU Super Judge. Do the same thing for my twin brother, who is MOTU Black Adam. We're both going to be doing a series called Ground Zero. We're going to be reporting. We're trying to catch some raids in that. Raids as in whether they're just walking up on people, knowing where people are congregating at, or the stores and establishments that they may be working at or they may be hanging out at. So yeah, this is Clark, and I'm approaching, is this Tui? I forget what street this is right here. Yeah, Tui. All right, so I'm about to approach Tui as I walk north on Clark Street. And as you can see, that's a Romanian grocery store across the street. They're open, but I really don't think they have anything to worry about, right? They're never really busy, but there's always some people, a person or two in there shopping, but they're never really busy. So I don't expect them to be getting busted or anything. Now, as I cross the street right here, oh yeah, we have establishments from all over all over Africa, whether it be north, west, east, or south. Heavy Latin America also. But again, it's so cold, I'm not expecting nobody to really be out. So who knows what is the real reason why people are not outside. Because normally, oh yeah, it's, you know, you just walk down the street and it's always busy when people are out, you know. But as you can see, whether I walked up Howard or walking down Clark Street, nobody's outside really, and no one's outside hanging out like they normally would. And even if it was a regular day and it was cold, right, they still would be outside. I'm serious. Rain, sleet, snow, people will be outside. The grocery store right here, I'm not going to make that obvious. It's a Latin grocery store. I saw one person in there at the front door, but normally that's very crowded. Nobody in there either. So let's just walk. I'm trying to give some commentary, but it's so cold out here. I'm just ovulating thoughts. My fingers are freezing. I hope I don't get frostbite. But my fingertips hurt. They really do. You heard Mom, don't you? All right. I can't believe my phone got cut off because my other phone. And I had really planned to record on that one because I really didn't want to use my iPhone just in case they break, you know. So I'm not too happy to be using my iPhone, but trying to do it for the people, you know. Nobody's out. And again, this is a strip, right? There's always people out, okay, hanging out in the front. Like I said, rain, sleet, or snow. This is like COVID era when no one's outside during COVID, okay? This is how it was when it was the COVID. A ghost town, basically. You know, there's no way I'm supposed to be walking this far. And the typical hangout areas, that's the ones pretty empty. And that's normally on and popping in there. Closed. I'm not trying to be obvious, okay? Oh, and by the way, now I'm in King's neighborhood, Latin King, that is. And if you know anything about Latin Kings, you know, they gang bang, okay? They gang bang. It's all about gang banging. So, and to them, everybody's folks. If they don't know you, you something. Oh, you something, bro. You something. Or you something, bro. What you be about? You know, what you be about? This is exactly what's the first thing going to be said to you out of their mouth. What you be about? What? 48 years old, man. That don't mean nothing, bro. You something. You something, bro. But yeah. Nobody. We got like some people over here across the street. Oh, my fingers hurt. Subscribe. As the weather warm up, it should be better. Well, at least if we get above the negative degrees. If we get to the single digits, that would be more durable. But this is brutal, man. My fingers. Oh my God. Okay. All right, I'm gonna walk. Let's see, to the next light. And the schools are closed too. So it's, you know, I was expecting them to bust into some of the schools. Bust in through the back door. No, that's too much juice. Bust in through the back door of certain establishments or the schools to catch parents off guard. I'm going to, I'm going to try to report from some schools in my neighborhood, where it's just predominantly like 90% immigrant. So to see if they because this is well known in this community that I'm walking through, that I've been walking through, is, like I said, a melting pot. And you're gonna find pretty much everything you're looking for if you're, say, an ICE agent in the area that I'm covering. This is the north side, the far north side. I do plan to have the idea to go to other communities, north, west, and the west. Don't need to go to the south side really, or certain parts to the west side because it's predominantly black. But you know, no, the Africans do not live in black communities, right? You may have one or two families, but they don't move in predominantly black neighborhoods. That's what I'm talking about. So the black communities, I really don't expect anything happening in those communities because the police, Chicago police more likely have already told us, yeah, there's no need to go into these neighborhoods because it's nothing but blacks over there. But I'm gonna turn left right here on Morris. And now I'm gonna go east on Morris, which is again another very, very diverse neighborhood. This is pretty much the same neighborhood as I was in, but it's really like every 2 blocks you're in a different neighborhood, okay? And this school right here, oh yeah, I expect them to be some visitations from ICE at that school, and at this church right here as well. There's a lot of South Asian church. I don't know because I don't know what they worship or anything in there, even though there's a crucifix outside. But there's all kind of congregations that go up in there and hold gatherings. But yeah, this school is very, very mixed, extremely mixed. And I expect them to be having a visit. So yeah, 1600 Paulina. I used to live on Paulina. So I lived, when I said earlier today at 1629, that was back in 3rd grade. No, actually 4th grade. But that was on Lawrence and Paulina, not Morris and Paulina. Lawrence and Paulina is Ravenswood area. And now Ravenswood, it was always mixed, you know, white, black, Spanish. More white and black than anything other than that. But there was some Spanish people there, maybe 1 or 2. And I'm talking about 1 or 2%, all right? As far as when I say 1 or 2 in the percentages of Asian people. But now over by Lawrence and Paulina and Ravenswood, it's a heavy presence of Latin America, basically. I mean, wow, okay, like really wow. We used to have a playground, a field house, you know, we had 2 baseball fields at the school. It's called McPherson, but now they had, because of the influx of people in the community, they had to get rid of the playground and the field house and build an additional part of the school to make room for the boom in students. And again, the boom is not from traditional how do I say Americans. I'll just say that. It's whether they may have become Americans or in the process of becoming Americans, not the traditional born and raised generation 1, 2, 3, 4, or always have been Americans. And in that community. So yeah, but now it's more Latin than anything over there. And as for Morris, you typically would find more Caribbean Belize, Jamaican, everything else. It was that Ghana, Guyanese, so on and so on in this area. And again, I know it's cold, right? It's beyond cold, okay? That's an understatement. This is torture. Subscribe, people. Help me get to 1,000. And I'll cover the whole city. I'm gonna do some train rides. I'm gonna do some bus rides to certain, well, the bus really not so, look at this. Look at that alley, boy. You're not gonna find that alley, okay? That's Chicago. You're not gonna find that. Our alleys don't look like that. This is just this community. This is Rogers Park, actually. The furthest part of Rogers Park. But that was a beautiful alley, was it not? Nevertheless, Morris Street back like in the 90s, it was bad, very, very bad. As far as like gang and drug activity. Yeah, in this neighborhood right here. But it's cleaned up. It's not as bad as it used to be. People are still here, but they're not out like they used to be, as far as making a stain in the community. They're still here, but they don't do like they used to do. They're more incognito with what they do. But nevertheless, there's people out here at all times, shopping, hanging out, congregating. And again, maybe it's the cold, the freezing cold, the negative, deadly cold that has people on the inside. But I doubt it, okay? Because this is Chicago, and it's always cold. I'm not complaining about it, or I say, oh, I can't take it. It's just that it hurts. But that's not complaining. Yeah, you would see people always over there by Family Dollar. What's this dude right here doing? He better not say a word to me. I wonder if he's out here bumming. But yeah, this is a diverse grocery store right here on the corner. Yeah, he's out here bumming. You're not gonna see too many of those either. A Caucasian guy, white guy out here bumming, asking for spare change, so he could do what? You know, go get him some of that upper or downer stuff. Am I talking too much, ladies and gentlemen? Tell me if I should just walk down the street and record and don't say nothing, or should I try to be vocal? But really, one of the reasons why I'm actually being vocal is to not make people feel uncomfortable, like just walking down the street and filming people, you know. This used to be a bar where police would, this is like a police bar. I didn't know it was closed down. They still got everything out on the street, blocked off. Look, like they own the joint. You see? I should get on the Morris train and go back home, but I'm gonna walk back home. I live closer to Howard. But yeah. I'm so totally surprised. No one's out here. I'm gonna stop this video, right? I'm gonna show you where, and I'm gonna begin and show you where the migrant shelter on this side of town in Rogers Park was. It was on the news that it was closed down. Let's see if there's any stragglers over there. But I'm gonna stop the video right now. And I'll as you can see, there's no need for me to continue to record, because in this direction, this is that money. All right, nothing but money over here. So I'm not expecting the migrants to be out here. because they're not really, as far as the ones who have real concern, be out here. Any other, maybe the legal migrants, yeah, they're going to be out here. But the ones who are worried, yeah, they're not going to be out here. As you can see, that's the lakefront, right where that red light is down there. If you see the cars going north and south right now, that block, that's the water. That's Sheridan at the light. So I'll restart when I get to the old shelter where the migrants were being held at, to see if what's going on. Because again, they're still in the neighborhood, I just don't know where. 2:45 p.m. Central Time. Well, 2 minutes to 2:45 p.m. Central Time. I'm walking south on Sheridan, approaching the Super 8. I said Motel 8 earlier, but I got the brand mixed up. Nevertheless, this Super 8 was the only one, actually, one that was in Rogers Park that was like fully occupied by the immigrants, undocumented immigrants, when the whole big bus, they started getting bused down from bused up from the south, from Texas and stuff like that. They started busing them to Chicago and New York. This motel right here, whether there was an inside or an outside, it was always heavy, I mean absolutely heavily occupied with people inside and outside. Supposedly it was closed down. I don't know. It looks like I saw some lights on, but as you can see, it does not look occupied at all. But they closed that down as far as for shelter purposes back in September anyway, this past September. And yeah, there was people all over. The women and the children, you know, some guys is out there too, but oh my gosh, nobody's over here. And even after it got closed down, you know, they still would meet up at the Super 8 just to, I guess, continue to keep in touch with the people that they were already had met at the hotel. And now there's nobody, absolute ghost town. It looks like it's just, man, area. Because before you would have thought you were at some type of an event when you would walk right down the street right here past the Super 8 and see as many people, women and children out there, you know. And everybody was just having fun, speaking whatever languages that they were speaking, you know, predominantly Latin, you know, speaking Spanish because, I mean, yeah, you saw some, like I said, some African, I don't know where in Africa they were from. All types of Africans, whether it be Middle Eastern African or West African, East African, all of Africa. And yes, even Asia, but it tends to be less South Asian. Somehow they actually get assistance way more easier than, say, the regular Asians. But the Southeast Asians, this is like their heavy, this is one of their main areas. Another main area is like by Devon. And from Devon, say like from Devon and Sheridan, Devon and Broadway, up to Devon and what's that, California? Yeah. I'm gonna cover that area, if not tomorrow, by Wednesday, before the week's over with, because I want to see, are they out there? And the South Asians, they're out there chewing tobacco. They got benches like every 2 blocks in the corners, you know, nothing but their stores, literally nothing but their stores, only South Asian stores, because that's a heavy heavily dominated South Asian strip over there on Devon Street. I'll be covering that area later this week. I'm also gonna go, like I said, take some train rides and see how things turn out as I go through those particular areas. Because that fucking, man, I didn't want to curse. The dude, like he was looking at my sack. He looked European to me. oh. Nice Palestinian flag. So again, like I said, this is a very, very mixed community. The second light, that would be Howard. So I've basically made a 360. Once I approach that second light, and this tour for the day of Rogers Park community is gonna come to an end. And again, I'm totally surprised. Because again, it doesn't matter if it's cold, rain, snow, people are out in Chicago, all right? They're out day and night, hanging out, whether they got dogs or not, okay? People are just, you know, out, you're half a block, that's the lakefront on the other side of the street, okay? So yes, people are outside over here all the time. Picture this, if you've ever been to Florida, like South Beach, right? This would be considered, let's call it, no, Ocean Drive, right? Even though the beach is, if you're on Ocean Drive, right? The beach is right across the street. But yeah, the beach is across the street, okay? Once I cross over at the end of that block, that's the beach. So, yeah, if you're from Florida, you know what I mean. Or if you've ever been to Florida and you've been on Ocean Boulevard, and you know there's Collins and there's Ocean, and then it's the beach. So, as I was saying, that there's more than likely always people out here, okay? And to see it as a ghost town, literally a ghost town, I'm not blaming it on the weather, because it doesn't matter if it's, see that? That's the water. That's the beach right there. It doesn't matter that it's cold. This is Chicago. We're all used to it. The visitors get used to it. Well, the tourists that are visitors, they get used to it. So this is a shocker to me. And like I said, this is where I began, and this is where this video will end. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is it for day one from Ground Zero. Totally caught off guard. Nobody's out. We'll see how things turn out tomorrow, because supposedly it was said that they weren't going to do anything today. It was all in the news because of the weather being so cold. But I thought they were bluffing. Yeah, nobody's out. No activity. Hopefully, well, not hopefully, I don't mean to say hopefully. We'll see. Hopefully, if I do get the chance to get some content, I will get some content. I'm not trying to say I want to see people get locked up and stuff like that. But hopefully I get some content. So I can justify making these videos. And again, subscribe to my channel. Help me get to 1,000, ladies and gentlemen. MOTU Super Judge, MOTU Black Adam. Subscribe for more videos. We're gonna cover the city. The faster I get to 1,000, the better. Same thing for my brother. And the more, you know, I mean, let us know what you want to see, what you want to see me do, what you want to see me cover. And if I could do it, I'll do it. Hopefully the weather will get better, so it won't be so bad on my fingers. And I hope I'm not gonna have any frostbite anywhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, signing off.